Hello, my name is Xonevant. Today is Tuesday, February the 18th, and this is your Daily Dose. So ever since I was a kid, I've been playing video games, and I've been watching cutscenes, some good, some bad, some better than others, but I've been watching cutscenes and they never really live up to, well, they're either better than the game's graphics, right? Think about like a Final Fantasy game, even Lightning Returns, the game that I just tried to play. The cutscenes were amazing in the game, but then the actual gameplay graphics looked very horrible. And I mean, that's just one example, but it always seems like the in-game cutscenes are just way better than the actual graphics of the game. Or you have a game where the game's graphics is okay, and they just make that the seamless transition into the cutscenes, and it's like, I kind of want to see better cutscenes. It's just one way or the other. But today I have witnessed the future, man. I've witnessed, a time when the in-game cutscenes can just transition straight into the gameplay. The gameplay can transition straight into the cutscenes, and nothing is lost. And I mean absolutely nothing. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's the Order 1886. All the footage and all that good stuff got released today. I've been watching videos and researching it. Typically, I don't do that with games. Typically, I just stay away from the trailers. I just kind of stay away from all that stuff because I don't want to spoil anything, and I don't want to get anybody else's opinions about a game before I'm able to play it. But then there's a side of me who is an artist, who's a graphic designer, who loves to see artwork and music and that sort of stuff. And when I saw that this had got released, I was like, well, let me just check it out. And oh my god, this game is absolutely beautiful, guys. If you haven't seen the trailer, hopefully I'm able to show it in the background right now to this particular video, but I may not be able to, just for copyright and that kind of stuff. So if you can't see it on the screen right now, there's going to be a link in the description below. You can check out the trailer and stuff for yourself. But I'm blown away by this, guys. And I think at the end of the day, what we're all looking for, especially with the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One coming out, we're looking for that leap. We're looking for that game that makes the leap. And look, we're not going to know how good this game is until it hits the market, right? Until we actually play it. But let's just say that the gameplay is garbage. Let's say the storyline ends up being garbage. The characters are garbage. The weapons are garbage. Whatever. The one thing that it's going to have going for it, though, is that it's going to set that standard for visuals in a video game. I mean, we've seen some nice looking video games. The Last of Us was a very nice looking game. BioShock Infinite, those kind of games. Tomb Raider looked really good. But this game right here is that next gen leap, quote unquote, that I think we've all been looking for. Now, they're also doing some other cool stuff that's not just from the visual side of things, but they're minimizing the HUD overlays. And I think a lot of games are just going crazy with the HUD overlays right now. I mean, typically they'll take up all four corners of the screen, and then when you have an objective, that'll be flying up in the middle of the screen. Then you've got the game itself. And if it's an action-packed game, it just gets too hard to follow, man. There's just too much going on, on the screen itself. And there's not enough game there. It's almost like you're just playing the HUD overlays, you know what I mean? And with this game, they've done a good job minimizing that. And they said, look, if we're gonna have a game that transitions well from, gameplay to cutscenes, we don't want the overlays, because obviously when the overlays go away, you'll know you're in a cutscene. So they're trying to minimize that so that it all just feels like one big experience, and it never really pulls the player out of the experience, based on whether you're watching a cutscene or actually playing the game. Now, another thing they're doing, which is again very similar to Beyond Two Souls, is they're adding in those QuickTime events. But I don't think they're calling them QuickTime events. I'm not sure if they're using that actual verbiage. But there's going to be choices you can make within fights. I think one of the ones they showed today was there was a guy laying on the ground, and I think you had the option of like bashing his face in with your hands or grabbing a knife to the right and stabbing him in the neck, and that was kind of your options. And I think you could hit circle or triangle to do either one of them. And what they're saying is that you don't necessarily fail the event, you just have so much time, and then the game kind of takes over and automatically does one or the other if you can't choose. Like, you never really fail out. It's very similar to Beyond Two Souls in the fact that you can't really fail out unless you just keep messing up, and even then it just goes to an alternate storyline. So it's probably just going to default to a certain kind of kill or that kind of thing with those particular QuickTime events. But again, very reminiscent of Beyond Two Souls. So this is definitely a game that I'm going to be following, guys. And if you haven't had a chance to see it for yourself, go watch it. I mean, obviously, hopefully I'm showing it right now on screen, but it's not going to do it justice. Go watch it, hear the sound effects, get the visuals, soak it all in, and I think you guys will definitely see what I'm seeing. And you know, that is a new standard by how we enjoy games in terms of the visuals. And that's exactly what this game is offering at this point. Like I said, we don't know how the storyline is going to play out, how the characters are going to be, but the standard for visuals in games right now is going to be set by this particular game. And I could not be more impressed with the Order 1886. Okay, so if you haven't seen the footage for this game yet, all the links are going to be in the description below. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed today's dose. Make sure to check out yesterday's dose if you missed it. Sub of the day is on the screen. Links are on the screen as well as in the description below. And I will see you guys tomorrow. And remember, if you even miss one dose, Tommy, I've told you time and time and time again, just pouring water on their heads is not good enough. It has to be boiling hot, scalding water. Yeah!